A very good morning. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. We are tracking the biggest news from the Parliament, and in a move to strengthen the anti-cheating law, the Union government has proposed the Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Amendment Bill 2026, a copy of which was circulated among members of the Parliament on July 25th, 2026. Now today, the Indian government is all set to introduce this amendment bill in the Parliament, raising the minimum jail term for individuals involved in unfair means, including leaking question papers of public exams, hiking the fines and setting up fast-track courts to ensure speedy trials and completing them within 3 months of the charge sheet. Well, with that, let's take a look at what the 2024 bill included and what's expected from the 2026 amendment. So remember that this is already a bill that is there. The Parliament is all set to discuss the amendments to this. So the amendments will be the new thing that the government will be in fact implementing right now if this bill is in fact passed. So let's look at firstly the 2024 bill, and we'll compare it to what our expectations of these amendments really are, which will be tabled in the Parliament today. So the 2024 bill, firstly, for an individual, imprisonment is up to 3 to 5 years and a fine up to rupees 10 lakh. We are also looking at for organized crime, the imprisonment is up to 3 to 10 years and the fine is up to rupees 1 crore. So they have in fact already specified that if an individual conducts unfair means during examinations, then he will have a certain amount of imprisonment and a certain amount of fine. However, if it's a syndicate, if it's an organized group that is doing this on a larger scale, you will have much more punishment and you will have to pay a fine up to rupees 1 crore. Now let's look at for service providers or institutions. If institutions themselves are involved in cheating, in unfair means, then the fine is up to rupees 1 crore and there is a recovery of the examination cost. So this is the present bill. We already have that in place. Let's look at what our expectations really are, which is unilateral fine for all offenders. So across the board, they want a singular fine for everyone, be it a service provider, be it institutions, be it individuals or an organized group for unfair means in examinations. We also in fact are looking at significant increases in the jail terms for all of these offenders. Now let's look at 3 to 5 years of imprisonment for individuals, fine up to rupees 10 lakh. And the 2026 bill expectations are that the individual imprisonment goes up to 10 years and the fine up to rupees 50 lakhs. So you can see direct 50% increase in the number of years in prison. They want increased, and they also want fine of up to 50 lakh to be imposed on that particular individual. Now let's look at the organized crime group. Particularly, they are looking at 3 to 10 years of imprisonment currently and a fine up to rupees 1 crore. That should be increased. These are the expectations, remember, from the amendment that is coming in. Organized crime group imprisonment up to 7 to 10 years and fine up to 10 crore rupees. So that is something that they are looking to increase for organized crime groups as well. Let's look at service providers or institutions. The fine is up to rupees 1 crore and the recovery of examination costs as well. So in the 2026, they are looking at a fine of up to rupees 5 crore and the recovery of examination costs. So this is what we are looking at. These are some, I beg your pardon, these are some of the amendments and expectations that we are looking at. So like we mentioned, this is a significant increase in fine across offenders and also unilateral maximum possible jail increase in fine across offenders as well. So this is something that we are looking at, the amendments that are proposed. Well, the government is going to, table it right now today in the parliament, and we'll get some more details about it once it's tabled, once the discussion starts. Let me go across to Mr. Himanshu Bhatt, who's a political analyst. He's joining us on the broadcast. Thank you so much, Mr. Bhatt, for your time. A very good morning to you, sir. We are looking at a new dawn, obviously, when we are looking at amendments in this public examinations bill, sir. So I want to understand from you, how are you looking at it? Do you now believe that the opposition will come together for a discussion for the future of the country?
The way it should be, but actually it remains to be seen. Well, let the bill be tabled and let everybody start talking about it, discussion on it. See, the ruling party has introduced this. Their intention has become very clear. They are with the Gen Z, they are with the generation next of this country. Now, how, participative the opposition ranks are going to be is going to be very important to see. Because here, the provisions which are being made, the new provisions which are being made in this bill, very clearly sets up a deterrent for people not to indulge in such practices, examination frauds. But will the opposition support it? As the democracy, and in our country, we have been witnessing it from last 8-10 years, that, opposition is, so we will also ask it, are they that foolish enough? Or are they wise enough that they also understand the aspirations of generation next of this country? So, this bill in a way, in a subtle way, is going to send a lot of messages to the people of India, a voter of India, where who stands where is going to get clear. Whether you want to root out the corruption out of this examination thing, whether you really want to reform your educational patterns. See, these certain very pertinent questions are being asked by these, amendments. And it remains to be seen, which opposition party, who in what respect is going to support that. Or are they going to create a hullabulla again and make a walkout at the time of voting? That also has happened in our democracy. So, Shivani, what we have to understand is, when such a bill has been put in, and especially in the parliament, it is in front of the country, in front of the world. The people are not fools these days. With the advent of social media, they know each and everything what's happening. And I am thankful that this government looked at Gen Z and said, okay, you want this, we'll make it watertight. Let's make it watertight together. And that's why they formed a task force also yesterday with Nandan Nilekan. So, I welcome that, and I'll be very interestingly watching this, that who is doing what, and in which form are they supporting? Are they supporting actually, or they are trying to create hurdles? Shivani, back to you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Bhatt, for your valuable perspective on this issue. We now have some breaking news coming in at this hour.